Hey all, welcome back to the new video. It's Namrata here. Hope you all are doing good and doing your best to keep yourself fit mentally as well as physically. That's really very important. I know you know it already, but still just a reminder. And today's video is a very highly requested topic, that is beginner friendly makeup, and I'm gonna share with you from zero to boom, the full-on look. So this is my skin without any makeup at all. It's just my bare skin, and at first I'm gonna start with eyebrows, but I'm gonna do that in a first forward way because I already shared some videos just dedicated to my eyebrows in the past, and I think those videos would definitely help you. If you wanna check, I'll be putting the link in the description box below. So I'm gonna be starting off with my brows because if you do your brow first, it will frame your face and you'll know how to move forward with your eyes, your contouring. Everything depends on your eyebrow or the arch you'll create. So that's how I do it. And I'm gonna be using this KVD Brow Struck Dimension Powder, and if you are watching my video for a while now, then you might know this is one of my favorite brow product. And yeah, I'm gonna just fill in my brows very quick and then I'll be back. And I'm back with the brows on, and if you wanna see how I achieve this kind of bushy eyebrows which are very much in trend right now, then you can check the video. I'm gonna put the link over here, and also you can check at the end of this video. I'll mention everything in the description box below. And now it's time to clean up around my eyebrows, and for concealer I'm gonna be using this Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer, but you can use whatever you have, but this one is a very affordable option and also very full coverage. And whenever I'm applying anything, please notice the brush or the applicator I'm using. That will make everything easier for you to understand or learn the process. Alright, my eyebrows are on point. You can see it's looking so well defined, very full yet natural looking. And now I can move forward with the eye makeup, but before that I need to prime my eyelids with this kind of full coverage concealer or eyeshadow primer. But if you're just starting out, don't worry about eyeshadow primer. This kind of concealer also works equally good. So just apply a little bit of this concealer. And again I'm using that same fluffy concealer brush to blend this. And whenever you are working with makeup, make sure you start with very less amount of product, be it any liquid base or any kind of pigment. Just start with very less, and as you go you can build up as per your need. So I just primed my eyelid with a dot of concealer, and now I need to set this lid. And now I can move forward with the eye makeup. Today I'm going to be doing a very simple beginner friendly look, yet that would be very well defined. And for that I chose this palette. This is the NUDE Obsessions palette by Huda Beauty, and the shade I'm using here is medium. And the reason why I chose this, because I think as a beginner at first you should be very familiar with the neutral colors like the brown, beige, taupe, black, and in metallic there'd be, you know, golden, copper, this kind of colors. Although it's very subjective. If you're comfortable enough with colors, then you can start with colors. There is no hard and fast rule that you have to do it first. It's not like that. But as a beginner, if I was in that set watching this video, then I'd have been happier if that person was, you know, creating a look with a neutral color, because when I started out I was not that comfortable with color at all. So I hope majority of my viewer would be like me. That's how I think. But if you want color, I'm into color right now, so I create a lot of looks with colors. You can, you know, check my previous videos, and also in my Insta feed I share a lot of colorful looks, so you can get a lot of, you know, inspo from there. So at first I'm starting off with this darkest color of this palette. This is a pale brown shade, and I'm using a medium shader brush and just lightly putting it in the outer corner. And you can see my brush stroke, I'm just dabbing it all over my lid. And now just dragging the pigment into the inner corner, but just working with the leftover pigment in the brush, not taking any more color. And now I'm using a fluffy crease brush, and now going with a little lighter shade, this one, and mixing this shade also, and just putting it at the edge and blending both the shades together. And now I'm gonna go back with the same brush which I used for concealer when I was cleaning around my brows. So again, I'm gonna use a concealer to clean up some color from my eyelid, and you can also call it a cut crease, but it's very basic. And if you think it's too much for you, you can apply the concealer on your lid this way. Then you can just skip it and use any metallic shadow, which I'm going to do right now. So you can just do that instead of, applying the concealer. But if you can't do it, it will give you more neat look. And now I'm going to go with this rusty coppery color. And whenever you're using any metallic shadow, feel free to use your fingertips. It will give you the best pigment. And just notice I left some space, and that's why I'm going to use such flat brush. But before I use it, I'm going to dampen it up with the makeup setting spray. You can use any setting spray you have. That's it. And now I'm going to be using this metallic shadow to blend both the shades. I'm going to put it in between. And now I'm going to darken up the outer corner. For that, I'm using that same shade, just lightly blending it. And now I'm going to draw a very quick wing line. For that, I'm using the Maybelline Hyper Easy Brush Tip Liner. But if you want, you can completely skip it and just rock this eyeshadow look. And now I'm going to apply this Milani Rose Prep and Brighten facial oil all over my skin, and this one is a very good option, especially if you have normal to dry skin. Although on my oily to combination skin, it works completely fine because it absorbs into the skin very quick. And for foundation, I picked a very affordable option today. This is the Loreal Infallible Foundation with SPF 25. But if you want, you can use any foundation of your choice. It doesn't have to be this one. Anyway, I'm using the shade 500. And today I'm going to show you two different applications, the side with the brush and the side with the beauty blender. Whichever the way you feel comfortable, you can do, but the result would be a bit different. So I'm using the MAC 170 brush. Okay, this foundation shade is a little darker and warmer than my actual skin tone, but when I got this, it was a good match for my skin tone. So my skin color just got improved a bit, maybe because I'm always at home. And you can see I just blended it with the brush, and whenever you're using a brush for a foundation or concealer, that will give you the highest coverage. And in this side, I'm gonna blend it with the Wet Beauty blender. Okay, the blending is done, and now if you ask me which side of application is my personal favorite, I'd always go with Beauty Blender because the finishing it gives is very natural looking. So even when I'm using a brush for fuller coverage, I'd always go with a Wet Beauty Blender at the end to make everything look seamless. And now I'm gonna set this foundation with a powder. For that, I'm using this Bare Mineral Perfecting Gel setting powder. Whenever you use any liquid base, always make sure you set it with powder and then move forward with the next step. And for concealer, again I'm using this Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer in the shade C10.5. And just applying it on all the high points like on the bridge of my nose and on the chin, and the places you want to highlight like the under eye area. And again, it's same with concealer. You can use a brush first to blend it if you want the fullest coverage, and then go with the Wet Beauty blender for a very seamless finishing. And again, we are going to follow the same step, that is setting it with a powder. And now we are going to do baking. For that, I'm using this Huda Beauty Easy Bake Loose Setting Powder in the shade Blondie. So what baking does is it makes your makeup or the base makeup long lasting, and also helps to highlight certain areas to some extent. So I'm using this brush, or you can use this Wet Beauty blender also. So let's just use this, and I'm just gonna put it on those places where I applied the concealer. And now I'm gonna let this powder sit on my skin for next few minutes, and then I'll remove it, so don't worry, it won't look this powdery at the end. And now I'm gonna move forward with bronzer, blush, highlighter, but at first I'm gonna do the bronzing. So basically it brings back some color into your skin. So right now my skin is looking very flat and very pale, but it will warm it up and add some definition to my facial structure. So I'm using this deeper shade, and I'll put it right below the cheekbone. And you can already see a little bit of difference. This side is looking very flat, where you can see a little bit of structure, depth in the side. So this is what bronzer does, so don't ever forget this. And also applying it in the sides of my nose to make it appear a little more sharp. And you can use any small brush to apply any highlighter powder or even any loose powder, and just put it in the bridge of your nose. And now I'm going to be using this Alamar Cosmetics blush right above where I applied the bronzer. And whenever you're applying anything on your cheek, always do it in upward stroke. And now I'm going to be putting this false eyelashes on off camera, and then I'll be back. And this look is almost done. Let me know what you think of this. And now I'm gonna complete this with one of my favorite lip colors. So that is another nude shade. This is from Milani. It's their Amore Matte Lip Cream in the shade Love. And this is the complete look, but if you want, you can follow an additional step, that is using a deeper lip liner at the end if you want to make your lip look a little bigger. And just slightly blended the line with my fingertips, and that is it. And here is the final look. I hope you enjoyed the transition from bare skin to this neutral glam. I like this kind of look so much, and I think it's a very subtle yet glam look, and it would look great on each and every one, on every skin color. And if you have any other question, then please let me know. And also, if you have any video ideas in your mind that you want me to do in future, then please don't forget to mention that in the comment box. And yeah, this is it for today's video. I'll be back with the next one. Till then, bye bye, take care.